Object class. Object class in Java is present in the java.language package. Every class in Java is directly or indirectly derived from the object class. If a class does not extend any other class, then it is the direct child class of object, and if it extends other classes, then it is an indirectly derived. So we are going to explore two methods over here, the toString and the equals method as mentioned, and we'll see how these two functions work in the case of objects, user defined methods, and the abstract class method. To understand that, let me open one example. Here in the package object class, I have created two classes here, business one, and in here the member variables, two member variables, name and address, and member functions are set name, set address, get description. In the get description method, this is a string type of method and displaying the name and address set by the set name and set address method, which is supposed to be called from the object printer to class over here. Well, so in the object printer to method, what we are doing, the main function, I'm going to create one object, my obj, for which class? The object class. As I told you, we are learning here about the object class. So my obj belongs to the object class. In any program, in any class, any member functions or any objects or any member variables that we create, they all relate or get derived from the object class. So all the object class member variables and functions are directly accessible inside any of the user defined classes. Then I'm going to create one num object for the abstract class integer and assigning the value 100 into it. Now, then some business, one object is supposed to be created for the user defined class for the business class. This one, we are creating one some business object. Now, let's see how to invoke or how to use the toString and equals method um, by using the myobj, num, and some business, and we will try to understand what is happening in here actually. So, first, see the myobj, that is the object class instance variable or object myobj, if it is going to call the toString method. So, what it does actually. So, this toString method, it will return a string containing the object class to which it belongs, followed by the object's hexadecimal address in the memory. It basically returns the address in which the object myobj is stored for the object class. So for that, it's returning to the class it belongs is the java.lang for language dot object class, and this is the hexadecimal address in which it is the object is being stored. Now for the num object of the integer class, if I'm going to invoke the toString method, then it gives us some different value rather than giving the class name or the hexadecimal address as in case of the myobj. It gives us directly the value that is being provided while we have created the object num, that is the 100. So integer class here, it may be integer, may be float, or any other abstract class. Instead of returning the integers, the integer instant type and memory address is returned to the toString method, and it returns only the 100 value into it. Now, next, for the user defined class business one, if we are going to invoke the toString method for the object some business of business one class, then what happens here? It Here the object class is actually the base class for all classes, the business one class also. So first comes the object class, then comes the business class. So that is why first it will display the object class dot to which class actually the object that we have created belong to. and then the address will be returned. So the object class is the base class for all classes, including any built-in classes. It may be integer, double float, or string, and all the user-defined classes as well. So the toString methods works in three different ways in case of the object class instance variable, integer class instance variable, and user-defined class instance variable. Now let's see the equals method. So equals method basically does the comparison in between the um, yeah. So it compares one object to another object, and if both of them are equal in the comparison, then it returns true. If both of them are not equal, then it will return false. Okay, well, so let's see. Here what I'm doing, the myObj belongs to the object class, so that myObj is going to be compared with the num, the integer class the instance member variable, that is num. So here we are checking whether both of them are equal or not. So here one of them belongs to our object class and one of them belongs to integer class. So actually it will return false because both of them belong to two different classes. So it compares one object to another object and returns true if both variables reference the same object. Otherwise, it will return false. Now let's see. Okay, well, so what I'll do. Yeah, here we are going to. One second. Yeah, we're going to see about how the method overriding is being performed for the toString method in the derived class. So for that, here I'm using the business class as one base class, and I'm trying to override the toString method of which class? The object class. And this method is going to return the name and address only. And those name and address will be set by the setName and setAddress method, which will be invoked through the restaurant3. And here restaurant3 class is being extended or derived from the base class business1. In the restaurant3, I have only the setRating getRating method. I'm going to use that in my here through the object myObj. So for the base class, I have created one object myObj for the business one, and this myObj is going to call the set name and set address, and through this the address, that is the name ABC, and the address, that is Rock Avenue, is being set through the set name and set address method of business one. Now let's say if we are going to just invoke the or call the object name of the business class, base class object myObj, it actually calls the overridden toString method of the business one base class. So that is why for name and address through the toString method, here in this format, the name and address are being displayed. This is how the toString method in the base class is being overridden, and it is being accessed in the restaurant3 derived class. This is all about object class.